Portland Trailblazers, they're trying to make the next step and go deeper in the playoffs this season, and they make an interesting trade here. Norman Powell, who we suspected to get traded on this NBA deadline, goes to the Portland Trailblazers for Gary Trent Jr. and Rodney Hood. And in my opinion, Norman Powell, he's not that much better than Gary Trent as far as scoring the basketball. But right here, it's a win-now type of move for Portland. Toronto made this deal because they know they probably can't re-sign Norman Powell with a lot of big contracts on the books for them. And on the season, Powell, he's been great. 19.6 points a game, 3 rebounds, 1.8 assists, 1.1 steals a game, 2.8 threes a game, 86% from the foul line, and 49% from the field. So Powell, he's been on a tear over the last month as well, averaging 25.3 points a game, 3 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 3.7 threes a game. And he was getting a lot of opportunities, and he was the main man there for a few weeks when Siakam, OG Anunoby, and Fred VanVleet were out. But now the Raptors, they knew they probably couldn't re-sign him with his value and his price tag going up after the big performances this season. So they flip him to Portland. And I think Powell, as far as fantasy basketball goes, his value is going to take a little bit of a hit, in my opinion. He's going to come off the bench and be the new sixth man for Portland, taking over Gary Trent's role. But now with Damian Lillard, obviously, and CJ McCollum, the two big men over there and scorers for this Portland Trailblazer team, I don't think Powell's going to be averaging 19 points a game, probably anywhere from the 13 to the 17-point range. So his fantasy value will take a hit in terms of scoring the basketball, but he's still probably going to play 25, 30 minutes a game. But it's not the most ideal landing spot when you got two dynamic scorers like Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. But they're going for it now, and I understand the move Portland's making here. And as far as Gary Trent Jr., I like the landing spot for him here with the Toronto Raptors. The Raptors, he's going to play the Norman Powell role. Is Trent probably come off the bench? And Trent on the season, 15 points a game, 2.2 rebounds, 1.4 assists, 3 threes a game, 77% from the foul line, and 41% from the field. So Gary Trent, he's been dropped in a lot of leagues over the last week here since CJ McCollum come back. But I'm telling fantasy owners right now to go out there and pick up Gary Trent, because he's going to have a good role, and he's going to play the 25, 30 minutes per game easily, I believe, for this Raptor team, and come off the bench as a good scorer and a three-point shooter. So I like them getting Trent in this deal, a young, controllable asset, I believe, for a guy who they knew they weren't going to re-sign. And Rodney Hood, they also get in the deal, is the Toronto Raptors. He's a veteran, but after coming off ACL surgery, he hasn't been the same over the last couple seasons, and this year it's been a bad year for Hood. 4.7 points a game, 1.9 rebounds, 1.2 assists, 75% from the foul line, and an awful 36% from the field. So it wouldn't surprise me to see Rodney Hood possibly get bought out and sign with a true contender as a depth piece. So a big trade going down. Norman Powell traded to the Portland Trailblazers, and we'll see if he could help the Trailblazers in playoff contention and keep up the high fantasy value he's had over the last few weeks.